Hey guys, Michael here from Civil GG, back again with another video, and today we are breaking down the best ways to counter corner routes and C routes. So starting with corner routes, one thing that I like to do is I like to run backed off zone drop flats. So as you can see right here, for my coaching adjustments, depending on the corner route, I like to put my flats somewhere between 15 and 30 yards, and my curl flats between 0 and 5 yards. Right here, for this example, against bench from tight, we're going to use the 5 and 25 yard zone drops. We're going to come out and play DB fire, although this concept works from other defenses as well. So DB fire, and then we're going to go against this tight offset tight end bench. Pretty popular play. And versus double flat concept, what I like to do is the following. I like to back off my outside corners and run double flats. So when they hit the ball, the 5 yards curl flats will get out to the out routes, and these backed off 25 yard flats will play these deep corners. So when they snap, the zone drops played perfectly, and they get guarded to a T. One thing that's important to note, guys, is if I do not back off these outside corners, they will not play to their 25 yard zone drop depth in this cover 2 defense. So, in order for me to back off these outside corners without having to manually back them off, what I do is I will press the Y button, I will press A for individual, I will press the receiver that is closest to them. So for the outside corner on the left, I would press the X button, and the outside corner on the right, I would press the B button. So for the outside corner on the left, I'm going to press X, and then I'm going to press the right stick up to back him off. And he gets backed off. Same thing on the other side. I press Y, A, B, and then the right stick up to back that guy off. Now, these soft squats, although they are 25 yard flats because I made the zone drop adjustment, these 25 yard flats will now play much deeper compared to if they were pressed. So I will show you an example here of if they were pressed, these corner routes will still get open. You see they played at a much lower depth. They actually play to the same depth as the 5 yard flats, and those corner routes get open for an open dot. Alright guys, I'm going to show you this setup here one more time. Again, we are calling the cover 2 defense with backed off 25 yard cloud flats to play the same depth as these bench corner routes, and then we have 5 yard curl flats from our slot corners to play the same depth as these out routes. All we have to do as our user here is lurk the seam in the middle of the field. So once they snap the ball, nothing will get open. We lurk the middle of the field, and then nothing will get open at all. Now let's get into my second tip on how to stop corner routes with this next play of PA shot seam. Alright guys, for our second tip here, I'm going to show you another great way to stop corner routes, and that is through what I like to call bracketing. Bracketing is using our backed off cloud flats at a deeper zone drop that we just mentioned, combined with manning up the receiver that's on the corner route. For deeper corner routes like PA shot seams, which is what I think is the best corner route in the game, you must bracket it in order to play it because it will get over your zone drop because of how deep it runs. But if you man it up, the two combined will bag it. So I'm just going to do this from cover 2 drop here out of nickel 3-3, and they're going to call shot seams. And what we're going to want to do is back off here this corner on the left, and we're going to man up the corner route from Y, and it's going to look something like this for the defense. But the key here, the other adjustments don't really matter for this because we're just worried about this corner route, and that is manning up the slot receiver, Y, and having this 30 yard cloud flat right here on the left to bag this corner. So once the ball gets snapped, we no longer have to worry about lurking this corner, and we're just lurking in the middle of the field right here. And this will be great shot seams defense. As you can see, man up with the cloud, will not play it. The whole play is bag. Alright guys, I'm going to show you this one more time just to show you that this will work every single time here versus deep corner routes, or really any depth of corner route. As you can see here, again, this slot receiver, the wide receiver is manned up with a 30 yard cloud flat on the left side of the field. These two combined will play this. Another thing that's important to note here is I know that 84 on the left is running this corner route because this corner route from tight offset is ran the opposite side of the running back. What I mean by that is, as you can see here, A.J. Dillon is on Joe Flacco's right side. Therefore, I know that the corner route is running to the left side of the field. So as you can see here, once they snap the ball, this will be the corner route on the left side, and it will get bagged because of this bracket defense. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing's open. Take the sack. And those are two great tips that you can add to your game to stop corner routes. Alright guys, I'm going to get to the second part of this video, which is the 2 best ways to stop C routes. As we have mentioned before in previous videos, the C route is a great route in Madden 23 because of how good it is versus man coverage. So what we have to do is add in some zone adjustments and some bracket adjustments to stop this route. I'm just going to call any play here from spread. And what we're going to want to do is pretty much any outside quarter here will do a great job playing the C route. I'm just going to call nickel 3-3 cover 4 drop right here. And when I call the C route here to the left side, this outside quarter will do a great job at playing this C route. So as I snap the ball, we're just looking at the C route right here, left the field. There's really nowhere for me to ever throw this ball, and it gets picked off. So that's a great thing that you can add to your defense. I will show you this one more time. I can do it on either side of the field. Doesn't matter. I have double C routes here. Both outside quarters will do a great job at bagging these C routes. So I throw it to the right side one. It's just never really a ball. It will get picked every single time from outside quarters. I'm going to show you now a second thing that I like to do versus C routes. Alright guys, I'm going to show you a second thing that you can do here versus C routes that you can add to your game to bag them. From here, we're going to call DB Fire 2 from dollar, although you can do this from any defense as well. We're going to go back to that bracketing concept that we mentioned earlier with corner routes. So I'm going to call DB Fire 2. I'm going to call a C route here, the Z spot, and go C route. And what we're going to simply want to do here, guys, is just once again bracket this route. So we're going to back off the C route from this side, and we're going to man them up. These two combined, this man up, and it says soft squat, even though it is a 25-yard flat. These two combined will bag the C route to where it will not get open at any point because it is bracketed. So once the ball is snapped, watch the C route, nothing gets open, and they have to take their check down. I will show you one more time how this C route will not get open because it cannot beat both the man coverage and the deep cloud flat. So again, here's a player which can man up the flat here to take that away. But again, we are paying attention to this cloud flat and the man up to the solo receiver on the left side, and how those two combined will stop this C route from working. So once they snap the ball, boom, we watch the C route, it gets bagged, they have to throw it to a different receiver, and it's a pick. I will show you again one more time when I'm talking about, just to get this point across of how bracketing works for this as well. So again, here's the play art. Snap the ball, nothing's open, the C route does not go open, and they have to take their check down for a small gain. And those guys are the 2 best ways to bag C routes and the 2 best ways to bag corner routes. If you enjoyed that video and feel like you learned something, consider checking out civil.gg, where we offer full schemes used at the highest level of Madden. The link to the website is in the description, and use code GG at checkout for 20% off your next order.